family out tonight. It's a family affair. I saw your mother-in-law so proud of.
Yeah, we're going, yeah.
See, there's no artist, let me be clear, there's no artist in this industry that's doing major numbers with these platforms that haven't sold their song.
What I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a...
It starts in the dark, with only the faint outline of a child barely visible. Since 2017, people have only caught fragments scattered like tiny clues. A blurry glimpse in a 2021 holiday clip on Instagram, a brief moment in Beyonce's Black is King where Blue Ivy and Rumi shine clearly. But Sir Carter, Jay-Z and Beyonce's son, Rumi's twin, rarely shows up. He feels like a shadow in the spotlight, the silent heir to a music dynasty. Blue owns the stage with ease, while Rumi is slowly introduced through chosen appearances. Super Bowl seats, Ivy Park cameos. Sir, on the other hand, remains unseen. His absence is no accident. It's carefully chosen. In Houston, they call it moving like a real one. Quiet, steady, intentional. And that's what keeps fans whispering.
Not saying allegedly.
Oh. Okay, well,
I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real...
People are combing through old clips, social posts, and interviews looking for clues. This isn't a case of a child avoiding the spotlight. It's a choice to stay silent. 7 years of tours, press, documentaries, and family moments. Yet he's hardly seen. Sir isn't just missing, it feels like he's been erased. Now the question isn't only where Sir is, but why he's being hidden, and more unsettling, what's being kept from the world. Whenever his name appears, it's linked to something polished and calculated, like Beyonce's new whiskey brand, Sir Davis. The launch had everything: slick ads, glowing coverage, and a touching story about her great-grandfather, Davis Hogue, who was a bootlegger. But why call it Sir Davis? Why use the name of the one child never shown? That choice has sparked even more theories. Was it a subtle nod to the missing son? Or a clever way to feed curiosity while revealing nothing? One fan put it plainly, "Ma'am, we need the Sir visuals." But they never came. Instead, there was shiny marketing and staged nostalgia. That's when the mood shifted. What began as harmless curiosity has grown into a fast-spreading theory. Behind the scenes, some in the industry whispered that the talk has been there for years.
To think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce.
What if Sir isn't even Beyonce's biological child? That's not just fan fiction anymore, it's starting to sound like something bigger. This is where the so-called...
What if Sir isn't even Beyonce's biological child? That thought is no longer brushed off as wild fan fiction. It's beginning to feel bigger. This is where the long-standing surrogate secret theory comes in, a rumor that's lingered since before the twins were born. Beyonce's 2017 pregnancy was far more private than her first, and fans quickly noticed strange details. Pre-filmed clips, carefully staged photos, and a polished Instagram birth reveal that left key doubts hanging. Jay-Z once said Sir came out like a man, as if the name was chosen instantly. It sounded powerful, but those close to the situation tell another story. No hospital witnesses, no staff leaks, not even a blurry tabloid shot. Everything seemed too flawless. Even Beyonce's so-called difficult pregnancy only exists in edited footage, with no raw evidence or clear timeline. This has pushed many to believe Sir was born through a surrogate, and that the Carters carefully staged the entire rollout to keep it hidden. Some even suggest he might not be Jay-Z's biological child. One alleged insider claims a secret arrangement was made in 2016 with an LA fertility clinic, and that the timeline doesn't match what the public was told. Meanwhile, his absence from big family moments, like the Super Bowl, stands out more and more.
Decide, don't ask. about a plane crash if it was accidental?
Do you feel like
Riddle me that. Riddle me that. Work with me here in this moment.
and I'm gonna ask you?
A plane crash should be accidental.
In a GQ interview last fall, Beyonce spoke about motherhood, but barely mentioned her son. Rumi was described as an emerging artist, Blue as a future icon, but Sir wasn't acknowledged at all. The only public comment came from Tina Knowles, who said, "Sir is very quiet. He does all the number stuff." At 7, what does that even mean? And why would an interest in electronics justify his absence from nearly every public family moment? The silence grew louder when Ye, in one of his chaotic online rants, suddenly took aim at the Carters' youngest, questioning his mental abilities. The remark was so harsh that even Kim Kardashian, long distant from Ye's feuds, was rumored to have called it the breaking point. Yet Ye's outburst did something unexpected. It got people asking why one child is treated like a carefully guarded secret. The Carters are known for image control. Blue Ivy's newborn studio credit, Beyonce's iconic VMAs bump reveal, every step crafted. But Sir's absence sparks bigger speculation. Some suggest he may be on the spectrum, which wouldn't be scandalous, but in a world built on flawless branding, a neurodivergent heir might not fit the narrative. His name attached to a whiskey brand before his face is ever seen only adds fuel. Fans now wonder, is this privacy or a deliberate erasure? With Sir, everything feels hidden behind smoke and shadows.
Jay was more quiet. But I mean, I learned that Jay was being quiet because he was taking notes. He was taking notes, observing everything, taking it all in. Because, sometimes you're around and you're watching to see things to do.
Just as the whispers started to fade, Ye, never one to let a storm die, blew everything open again. Around 3 a.m., during one of his late-night meltdowns on X, he fired off a string of rants aimed at the Carters, dragging even their youngest children into the chaos. The posts were sloppy and unfiltered, but beneath the noise, some think he hinted at something the public was never meant to hear. One post read, "Has anyone ever seen Jay-Z and Beyonce's younger kids?" It disappeared within minutes, yet not before sparking a frenzy of speculation. Ye has a record of bouncing between wild tirades and uncomfortable truths, calling the Kardashian divorce early, exposing Grammy scandals. So when he singled out Sir and Rumi, it felt intentional, sharp, and impossible to dismiss. This wasn't just one rant. He kept posting, deleting and rewording the same accusations, that the Carters were being controlled, that Sir's absence pointed to something beyond simple privacy. He implied artificial insemination, hinted at developmental challenges, and even suggested the twins were part of a system prioritizing image over reality. It sounded unhinged, yet it lined up with years of silence and careful omissions. Then came the most chilling rumor, an inheritance clause buried in Carter estate documents. One former Roc Nation lawyer claimed a private trust linked inheritance to public visibility, making Sir's vanishing act seem even more suspicious.
Jay-Z got his whooped by his sister-in-law on camera. What's her name? Solange. Got it after. The feds ain't step in and do nothing. The feds don't get.
Could Sir's absence be costing him more than fame? Maybe even his share of fortune? Some believe the Carters have kept him in the shadows from the very beginning, leaving room to control how their empire is eventually divided. If that's true, then a child's visibility in the media isn't just about attention, it's about influence, wealth, and control over legacy. In that sense, Sir's silence looks less like mystery and more like strategy. His appearances, and even his potential marketability, seem weighed against future value. In a family where Blue Ivy already owns a Grammy and Rumi's made Billboard history, it's not hard to picture the quieter twin being sidelined for not fitting the Carter brand. This isn't parenting in the usual sense, it's empire management, curated like a luxury line. But hints slip through, often from Tina Knowles, the family matriarch who speaks when Beyonce won't. She always names all 3 grandchildren, yet her tone shifts. Blue is called a prodigy, Rumi a rising star. For Sir, it's, he's very quiet. He likes books and numbers. A line she's repeated. In another interview, she stalled. He's not really into fashion yet. That pause spoke volumes. On red carpets, her pride for Blue and Rumi softens to a polite nod for Sir. Fans notice. The silence grows heavier each time.
Oh, no, that was it. No, when I get nervous, I tell the truth.
I know so much on how you got where you are. How you stepped on many people.
I don't have no felonies. I'm not crazy or none of that. It's like, I just want the truth, and it's so hard to get it from the courts. And it seems like Jay-Z don't want to say anything. So, I don't want to see him go down for something that you could have just got.
Could Tina Knowles be part of this? Not as the mastermind, but as the gatekeeper, ensuring the Carter story stays spotless? When a family builds an empire this big, where every photo op, Netflix deal, and Grammy moment fuels a billion-dollar brand, any small imperfection feels like a threat. Maybe Sir isn't a flaw, but he doesn't match the Carter image. Or maybe it's not about keeping him from the world, but hiding something about him. Something too real, too risky, too off-script for the polished frame of their empire. A source from the 2021 Ivy Park campaign revealed Sir was originally meant to appear in a family shoot with Beyonce and the twins. Wardrobe prepared, set locked. Yet when filming began, he was gone. No illness, no scheduling issue. The message was clear. He's not going to be part of it anymore. No reasons given, no questions allowed. That silence lingers around every Sir-related story. In most families, twins grow together. Here, Rumi takes the spotlight, fronting campaigns, winning praise, even appearing on Beyonce's country album. Sir, absent. That gap sparks concern. Because when a child becomes a mystery, the damage can last longer than the rumors. Someday, Sir will see the headlines and ask why.